Hey, we're on day 2 of working on these stairs, and today it's all about clearing the space to bring in the ladder so I can reach every angle of this huge, giant, tall stairs. As you can see, the stairway, it's a mess, completely used, rusted, old, and being neglected for quite a while. But that's about to change. I originally planned to paint it in that beautiful bronze color. If you remember from my previous video, I used that color for the shelf. If you saw that, you will remember how rich the color looks, but after thinking about it, I realized that might be too much shiny color for the rooftop deck. The first thing I needed to do was to get rid of the rust, the heavy rust over this staircase, either sanding it down or use a thing called rust converter, which turn the rust into a real paint, and then you can paint over whatever color you prefer. I wasn't sure if that was the right move, so I talked to a sales agent where they sell rust converter, and they highly recommend it, especially given the condition of this staircase, the size of it, and also how much rust there's already been. Sanding it alone probably wouldn't do the work. Instead, they highly recommend me to use the rust converter, which turns the rust into a solid surface, literally a paint, so you can paint over it without sanding it. And they come with different colors. It could turn into white or blue or pink, green. I went with the original black, and honestly, I'm really glad I did that choice because somehow it gave the stairs a fresh, clean, modern, calm, chilled vibe without needing to do anything beyond it. Every time I look at these stairs, I can't help but think about how we all go through phases. There are times in our life when we feel worn out, a little frustrated, out of energy. It could come from tough times, pressure, life-changing events, or just the grind of everyday life. Sometimes we need to stop, take a break, step back, and assess what's working and what isn't. These stairs look like they're beyond repair, but just like us, they can be restored. It's about putting in the effort, finding the right tools, and taking it one step at a time. And sometimes you don't need everything figured out to make progress, to take action. You just have to start. Like with this roof deck project and everything attached to it, the stairs, the floor, the plants. I don't have any perfect blueprint, but I know it's worth trying, just one step at a time. I've been thinking a lot about how much of life is just about showing up, just about taking that first step, even when we are not sure if we're doing everything right. I can't tell you how many times I've thought, am I doing this right? Should I do this? Should I wait? But sometimes the magic happens in the flow, within the mess. The progress isn't always perfect, but it's real. I'm cleaning up these stairs. It's a bit like how we sometimes need to peel away the old layers of our own lives, those things we've outgrown or that have weighed us down. It's not always easy though. We get so used to the way things are, even when they're not serving us anymore. Letting go of old things, habits, or thoughts can be very hard, but it's also very necessary if we want to make room for growth and new possibilities. I've been learning a lot about taking care of my mental and emotional space. I've realized that it's okay to take a moment to protect my energy, especially when the world around me feels chaotic. It's okay to be a little selfish with my time, my thoughts, and the people I allow in. These stairs aren't just going to be flawless, perfect, or shiny, brand new. They will still look flawed, and neither am I. But that's not the point. The goal is to try, to make the effort, and to accept the progress is messy and imperfect. I used to think I had to have everything polished and perfect before I could share it with others. But I'm learning to embrace the mess. The imperfection are what make us real. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Raw videos, raw voiceovers, a raw look at the process. The boldest move we can make is to be exactly who we are without trying to hide our flaws or messiness. I guess what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we don't have to know exactly how everything will turn out. Life doesn't always follow a perfect plan, and that's okay. What matters is the decision to show up, to start somewhere, even when we don't have all the answers.